unanimously. Reports by the mayor. One brief report this evening, and I did send this out in the form of an email to council earlier this afternoon. This relates to RTD and the Northwest Corridor issue that has been on the table with RTD most recently. There is a proposed compromise position that is being presented to the RTD board, a recommendation that's being presented to the RTD board by staff this evening. And essentially that compromise position is that commuter rail would be extended for another 6 miles from its current end as part of the Eagle P3 project to Church Ranch. And from Church Ranch beyond would be bus rapid transit. That extension would be part of the cost that would be covered by a proposed 0.4 cent increase, which would be a ballot question this fall. There would then be a commitment by RTD to slowly change from bus rapid transit to further extensions of commuter rail over time and through the then existing budget without any additional increases. We'll see what the response is from the board and from the local communities that were involved, because this is a new position. Assuming that the RTD board accepts the recommendation, it still has to go through DRCOG and its processes, and will then, I assume, result in a question related to a 0.4 cent increase on the ballot this fall. So we will all find out where that goes, but I wanted to make sure you were updated on that action, because it will affect all of us. All right. Reports by council. Start with Councilmember Roth.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 2 items this evening. The first is, I don't know if this is redundant, maybe somebody on council has already talked about this, but even if it is redundant, I think it bears mentioning. Last year, according to Aurora Volunteer Center, there were 12,566 citizens who volunteered their time for city activities. And based on the independent sector, which is a nonprofit research organization, at an average hourly rate for 2011 of $21.36 per hour, those volunteer hours represent $4.7 million of expenditures that the city didn't have to pay for items like taking care of animals in animal shelters, items like the people that take fingerprints at the police station, things like that, that are purely volunteer hours by the citizens. So thank you very much for your time in volunteering. The second item I have is just to mention once again that my Ward 5 Town Hall meeting is this coming Monday, a week from tonight, Monday, March 12th. It's at Peace with Christ Lutheran Church, which is 3290 South Tower Road, east side of Tower, 2 blocks north of Hamden. Our main presenter this month is Golf Aurora, and Councilmember Laguerre, once again, has kindly volunteered to pinch hit for me since I'll be out of town. So invite you to come to that meeting and hear all about Golf Aurora. Thank you.
Councilmember Berzins.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to announce a new restaurant that we have in the city of Aurora, and it's called McAllister's Deli. They took an empty building, an old building that was sitting there, and turned it into a nice restaurant, which is what we want to have happen, and I'm thrilled that they're here. They are open for business now. You'll see a lot of construction going on, but it's not at McAllister's. They're open. And they also have Wi-Fi. And I ate there Saturday night, and it is delicious. So I would invite you to go and and support a new business in Aurora. Thanks.
Councilmember Fitzgerald.
Mayor, I've beat this drum a couple of times, so I thought I'd try it one more time. I would like to see all of our graduating seniors in the high schools in Aurora be able to pass the immigration and naturalization test. It's 100 questions on civics that anybody going out into the real world should have to know. And my concern is that I don't believe a lot of our folks could pass that test. So it's a challenge to the school districts. Teach to the test. I don't care. That's fine. But we need to instill citizenship in our young people. And I think somewhere along the line, maybe bits and pieces are taught, but as a total package, it's being forgotten. So, and don't get me going on geography, but I'll stop now.
Councilmember Broom.
Thank you, Mayor. I really don't have anything. I just wonder if City Council should have to pass that test before we.
Yes. I would agree with that.
Mayor Pro Tem Clellan.
No, yes, I do. I wanted to say happy birthday to my daughter. Her birthday is next week, so I won't get to see her. To my, what is she? My stepson's wife. Her birthday is today or tomorrow?
Next week.
Next week. And so March is a very busy month for our family with birthdays, so.
Councilmember Hunter Holland. Councilmember Miller.
Thank you. I would like to, as Councilmember Roth already did, thank our citizen volunteers, and especially I'd like to thank Ms. Sally Monier for her service to Ward 1 on the Citizens Advisory Budget Committee. She's been serving the past 2 years. She's going to take a break for about a year, and we can't wait to have her back the following year. I would also like to, do you want to talk about Peoria Grade 12? Oh, I'd also like to announce, I know tomorrow's Democratic caucus, but I hope some folks can make it out to the Peoria Grade Separation Project public meeting. That's the bridge that's going to be built over Smith Road on Peoria. It's a big deal for North Aurora, so we hope you can make it. It's going to be from 3:30 to 8 p.m. with presentations at 4 and 6 p.m., a chance for you to see what's going on and ask your questions. It's going to take place at Park Lane Elementary, which is 13001 East 30th Avenue. And again, that's tomorrow evening, so hopefully you can make it out. And I would also like to welcome Vintage Theater to North Aurora. They're going to be located at the old Dayton Street Theater and renamed Vintage Theater. Their first production is going to be April 27th, and it'll be the Joylet Club, so feel free to visit vintagetheater.com, and we welcome them to the neighborhood. Thank you.
Councilmember Peterson.
Just on a personal note, I want to just say tomorrow marks the 3rd anniversary of my father's passing, and he was my hero. He was retired Air Force and had fought in 3 wars, was a gunner on the B-52, B-24 Liberator in World War II, shot off in 52 missions, and I miss him very much, and tomorrow we'll be recognizing 3 years that he's left us, and I miss him every day.
Councilmember Markert.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's been a rash of funerals lately. It must be getting old. But a neighborhood stalwart in Peoria Park, Chuck Frederick, husband of Betty, who's a true kindergarten teacher to all of us adults. Wonderful woman, wonderful family. Anyway, Chuck passed away this weekend, and so our sympathies to that whole family. Keeping your entertainment options open. Saturday, the 17th, is not only the wearing of the green and the drinking of the green beer, but more importantly, at 8 a.m. sharp, St. Patrick's Day morning, we'll be at Highline Canal, meeting at Community College of Aurora to produce the annual cleanup along the Highline Canal. So wear your Mudrucker boots and gloves and whatever it takes to stay warm, but 8 a.m. till noon, meet at Community College of Aurora and clean up the canal. And then one last reference, I can't find the notes, but Tuesday the 20th, starting at 6 at the Nighthorse Campbell Building on campus, just immediately east of Building 500, the original hospital, is a presentation. It's an art presentation called Shattered Dreams. maybe you guys can help me out, fill me in a little bit more. Done by some students, doing some videos of what they saw, I think predominantly along the Colfax corridor. So starting at 6 Tuesday night, the 20th, at the Night Horse Campbell Building, we should be there to support our kids.
We will be having a presentation on that at study session the night before.
The night before, oh, okay, well, we'll short notice then, we'll give people more advance notice. Thank you.
Councilmember Laguerre.
Nothing new, Mayor.
Public invited to be heard. Anyone else wish to address council this evening?
Mr. Mayor. I'm sorry.
Oh, Councilmember Miller.
I apologize. I just want to make sure everybody knows the Ward 1 Town Hall has been canceled for tomorrow night because of the Democratic Caucus and the Peoria grade separation meeting. So please don't go to Fletcher Elementary tomorrow night for the Ward 1 Town Hall.
One more call for public invited to be heard. Seeing no one, meeting adjourned.